Hi everyone. This is a short video I wanted to make to demonstrate some new tools and new things I've just developed for the editor and facilitate the task of building missions. So this is a bit of a side project that's taking advantage of some of the work that I'm doing to build my next dynamic campaign engine. So to present the settings here, let's say that I want to make a simple mission where I will have a bunch of IL-2s taking off from this airfield here on the Russian side, fly all the way to Pitomnik, attack a number of targets on the ground which I have already placed, and then if they still have bombs and haven't taken too much damage, they will fly to this secondary objective here. And they will make a random decision 50-50 to either attack it or go home. And of course, if they don't have any bombs left after the first bombings, or if they have taken damage, then they shouldn't attack, of course. They should return to the airfield instead. And then I would like also to make a few extra things, like for instance, when the attack here is complete, the leader flies away a little bit, fires a flare, and waits for the other planes to come and before it continues to the next point. So there's a bit of non-trivial logic to handle here. There's what happens if the planes have been damaged on the way. Should they still attack? Should they return? It's not quite as simple as just making a flight. Take off from there, go there, then go there, and then go home. It's a bit more advanced than that, and it easily gets quite tricky to get everything right in the editor. So, how would I do that with this new tool that I have done? What I would do, and I've already done it before, of course. So let me take a shortcut here and cheat a little bit. Is that I would simply put my plane here where I want it to be, on the airfield, placed on the ground. Then I would just put the minimum that indicates what is supposed to happen. So I would put a command takeoff to say where it's supposed to take off from. Then there would be a waypoint here, which is linked to the plane, but I'm just hiding the arrow for the sake of clarity. So it would take off, go there, fly there, to the ingress point. This is the start attack point. This is the area that it has to attack. Then this is the next point, egress. This is the next point to make the decision. Either we'll go there and attack the secondary objective, or it will just go to the egress of the secondary target, fly to the return point, to the land point, and land here. And then notice that it's just one plane here. I want a full 6 planes in this case here, but I just put one plane on the ground. And here in the description I write this number here that says how many planes I want in my wing. So this contains all the information really that's really tells what I want it to do. And in some other games like this, yes, this is maybe how it would like. You would have all these waypoints and not much more than that. All the logic that's necessary to perform the attack and whatnot. You wouldn't see it necessarily with lots of nodes and very complex graph on the editor. So not trying to say that one editor is better than the other. The amount of the control that you have in IL-2 is very nice, but I think it's very daunting for most people, and even for myself it can be quite tricky to maintain. So now I kind of messed up my mission here, so I'm just going to restart this. So actually, So this I had put in a group that I inserted in my mission here. I don't actually want this logic here because this is really just what I call a skeleton. So this group, it's actually let me go the group instantiator here. This is this group. Where is it? Here. This is where it is. And now when I want to generate the full logic, I have made a tool to do that, which will read the skeleton and produce the instantiated group. So all I have to do is take this file, drop it on the shortcut here. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. And it will create this file here. So let's start the editor again. Alright, so back to the fresh clear map. Now all I have to do is import my instantiated group here, and voila, we have all the complex logic instantiated at once, done in code. Still has two things to do. It's basically this logic needs to know when to stop the attack. So here I have some counter here that says that once there is enough damage, I set it to 15 here, it's a bit arbitrary, but once 15 things in here have been destroyed, they can move on to the next target. Consider this objective to be achieved. Okay, so let's see primary objective. Trying to select the group. It's harder than it should be. Where is it? Where is the icon for the group? Alright, so this is my enough damage counter, and I want to link it to now I can't see anything anymore. Great. Let me see. Why can't I? Anyway, I will use the view, the tree view on the left here. I want to link it to the attack done. Where is it? Attack done. Here you see there's a node called attack done 298. This is the node that I want to connect to. 298 attack done as a primary, right? Okay. Then I need to do the same thing here for the secondary target. Tatyanka. Enough damaged. And the target 297. I think I saw it. And that seems about right. And one more last thing. I think I need to get hold of the start. I don't know if I still have them. No, doesn't trigger mission begin. Where are you? Right over there, where you don't belong. Actually, kind of. No, I found the map. Great. I need to connect it to the start counter here in this group, just to tell it to start doing its thing. Timer. You have to go to 270. There. And this is it. So this instantiated group, it has a number of counters like this that can be used to trigger things. Either to trigger things outside of the group, or for the things outside of the group to trigger things inside of the group. So in this case it's stopping the attack here, stopping the attack here, and starting the entire thing. There's some other things there that one can hook up on as well, so when they took off, for instance. And there is some other things in place here. Release escort and escort ready, which isn't used at the moment, but this will be the next step. I want to make this more interesting by adding an escort for these planes. They will have to meet up at some point, then go to the objective together, then the escort goes home, and of course have a patrol over the enemy territory, but this will come later. And this is all for this mission, I think. If I haven't forgotten anything, it should be ready to use, basically. Note here how I have all my 6 planes instantiated from the leader. Alright, so let's see how that works in the game. So here we are. And actually I forgot to set the player, so I won't be able to play this mission. Doesn't matter, I just want to see what the AI does. So here they are, all my attackers. Suspense. Will they do what they're supposed to do, or will they just sit there doing nothing? Tension is unbearable. They are not doing anything. Ah, relief. Woohoo! Second one starts. Okay, all this seems to be working fine. A little bit of drunk driving, but it's just a matter of fiddling a bit with the waypoints, I think. With the taxi waypoints. What is it doing? Taking off by itself? No. You wouldn't, would you? There. Everybody taxiing behind. Orderly. Reasonably so. And here we go. So I'll be letting the mission run at high speed because I don't want this to take forever. I'm too lazy to edit it properly as well. Alright, so now that it has taken off, I think one of the things that it will do now is order all of those guys to form up in a right edge formation, which they seem to be doing. And before the attack they switched to a different formation. I think it's the non-formation, so just apparently that's a line. No idea if this is the historical way of doing it or not, but it expect it's one way, maybe to minimize collision risks when diving, but who knows. And here they go now, all free to look for targets and attack things. Pass, having the sun in the eyes is not great. Using the rockets to target the anti-air. Just barely woken up. Some attacks on park planes. I think one dropped a bomb. I didn't put any logic for the entire, so I'm leaving them free to do whatever they like. And it seems like they are not particularly eager to do anything, which for the purpose of this demonstration is okay. And apparently the leader thinks that this job here is done. So he's moving up to the egress point. Doing a sudden left turn to keep everybody on their toes. I put the attack area of the second attack to a lower altitude, so apparently that's also the point where it decides to go to this lower altitude. I didn't see it find fire or flare. I saw it in another test, so I don't know. Maybe I just missed it this time. The secondary target is over there. We'll see if it decides to go there or just pass by. I did put a random choice there, so 50% of the time they shouldn't go there. And seeing their flight path, I guess they decided not to go there. Yep. So returning home now. So in this case, all the logic that I put, I didn't go into details of what I did there in my group, in the instantiated group. It's still a bit overkill maybe at this point, but it won't be once I need to put some more complex behavior, such as going to the escort point, and then depending on whether they are first or whether the escort is first, then you have to wait. And then move on to the target, and then there's the behavior of the escort, which is also going to be non-trivial. They also have to move to the meeting point and fly a pattern until the planes they are escorting arrive. And similar thing for the enemy patrol, so in the end it makes for quite some lots of things to think of, and it's not easy. But no, it's hopefully become easier. Just need to make the complex logic for the groups once. Need to make also to integrate them into my program, which instantiates the group based on the skeleton. But once this is done, it's basically reusable, and it's pretty easy to set up then. You only use the editor for the providing basic information about locations, waypoints, altitudes, and speed, the loadout of the planes, and so on. And they are now breaking off to start the landing. think we'll watch the first plane land and we'll leave it at that because it can be quite frustrating to look at them turn around and land one by one. Though I did see once a pair landing, that was quite unexpected, and likely a bug. See that we have two candidates for landing at the same time, it seems. Interesting. What will they do? Yeah, the leader goes first, of course. And he's on the ground. Looks like everything worked as planned. So for the moment I have only implemented one group type, which is the ground attacker type. I will be adding more. Every new kind of group that I need for the AI in my campaign, which by the way I'm at the moment focusing on the co-op and single player aspect, which is new. Previous time it was only multiplayer. Oh, here you see there's two of them landing at the same time. This is interesting. I don't know if it's meant to be that way. If it is, then that's nice because things are moving a bit faster than they're landing faster. But anyway, that was it for this time. I hope you enjoyed this and maybe this will be useful to you. I haven't, the sources are published on GitHub at the moment, the program isn't. I think I still need to make it a little more useful. But if you're impatient and you want to get it, even though it's still very rough edges, then just let me know, contact me, and I'll share it with you. That's it for now. Bye.